2024 is going to be a game changer, and I've got the top 10 single-player games you absolutely can't miss. Now, starting off with the first one, The Witcher 4. The Witcher Polaris, often referred to as The Witcher 4, is the next highly anticipated entry in the Witcher series, developed by CD Projekt Red. The game is currently in development using Unreal Engine 5, shifting away from CDPR's previous Red engine, which powered previous Witcher titles and Cyberpunk 2077. This transition is expected to require additional development time, especially as the studio collaborates with Epic Games to adapt the engine for their expansive, open-world RPGs. Polaris is expected to introduce new gameplay elements and mechanics, further evolving the RPG formula established in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. CD Projekt Red confirmed that the game is still in its early production phase and will take extra time to develop due to the new engine and technology. While the exact release date hasn't been set, the studio indicated that it likely won't launch before 2025. Now, up next, we have Warhammer Space Marine 2. Warhammer Space Marine 2 is an upcoming third-person action game that brings players closer to the fantasy of being a Space Marine in the Warhammer 40K universe. Developed by Saber Interactive, the game features Captain who returns to battle as he leads a new squad against the Tyranid Hive Fleet on the Imperial world of Avarax. The game excels in capturing the gritty, intense atmosphere of the Warhammer 40K universe, with detailed environments, stunning visuals, and a chaotic soundscape that immerses players in the gothic grandeur of this dark future. The power and brutality of the Adeptus Astartes are vividly brought to life, from the satisfying use of heavy bolters to the visceral melee combat with a chainsword. However, some aspects of the gameplay, such as the Sekiro-inspired dodge and parry system and the Doom 2016-style finishing animations, may slow down the pace of combat, potentially disrupting the flow for some players. Despite these minor drawbacks, the game shines in its co-op mode, where players can team up with friends, customize their Space Marines with armor colors from various chapters, and choose from 6 different classes with diverse weapon options. With a release date set for September 9th, Warhammer Space Marine 2 promises to be the definitive action experience in the 40K universe. Next up, we have Jurassic Park Survival. Jurassic Park Survival is an immersive single-player action-adventure game that picks up the story the day after the original 1993 film. Step into the shoes of Dr. Maya Joshi, an InGen scientist stranded on Isla Nublar, and navigate through a treacherous environment filled with adaptive dinosaurs and other lurking dangers. As you explore iconic locations like the Visitor Center and the park gates, you'll need to outsmart and evade prehistoric predators using stealth, distraction, and resourcefulness to survive the island's relentless threats. Experience a thrilling, untold story in the Jurassic Park universe, where every moment is a fight to stay alive. The game is being developed by Saber Interactive. It will be available on PlayStation 5, Microsoft Windows, and Xbox Series. The release date is still unknown, but it is expected to be available this year. Next on the list, we have Rise of the Rōnin. Rise of the Rōnin is a historical action RPG game set in mid-19th century Japan during the Boshin War. Developed by Team Ninja, the game, available exclusively on PlayStation 5, was initially released on March 22, 2024. Players take on the role of customizable assassins known as the Blade Twins, navigating a story that blends real historical figures and events with fictional narratives, allowing players to shape Japan's future through their choices. Combat is the game's standout feature, with a variety of weapons and fighting styles that offer depth and flexibility. The combat system includes innovative mechanics like Counterspark, which lets players deflect attacks and stagger enemies, leading to satisfying and often intense battles. The game also offers both single-player and co-op modes, though the integration between the two can be inconsistent. However, Rise of the Rōnin suffers from significant bloat, with an overwhelming amount of loot, map clutter, and systems that detract from the core experience. The excessive focus on collecting and managing items, many of which offer negligible benefits, can feel tedious and distract from the otherwise engaging combat and story. Despite these flaws, the game shines in its combat, and when it embraces its unique identity. though it often struggles with the expectations of modern open-world RPG design. Coming up next, we have Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is an upcoming action-adventure stealth game developed by Konami, serving as a remake of the 2004 classic Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. The game takes place in the 1960s during the Cold War. Players take on the role of Snake, an elite soldier tasked with infiltrating a jungle environment to stop a weapon of mass destruction from sparking a global conflict. The game blends stealth with survival mechanics, requiring players to use camouflage, close-quarters combat, and environmental awareness to outsmart enemies and survive in a treacherous jungle. Enhanced with modern graphics and immersive gameplay, the remake aims to reintroduce the origins of the Metal Gear series to a new generation. The game is set for an initial release in November 2024 and will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and Microsoft Windows. Next on the list, we have Project M. Project M is an upcoming game developed by South Korean studio NCSoft. NCSoft, known for titles like the Lineage series and Guild Wars. The game is being developed using Unreal Engine 5, featuring photorealistic graphics achieved through advanced 3D scanning, motion capture, and visual effects. Project M centers on a gripping narrative about a man seeking revenge for his lover's death, with gameplay focusing heavily on story-driven elements. It incorporates quick-time events that influence the story's outcome, with variations shown in the debut trailer depending on player success or failure during these events. Additionally, some stealth elements are hinted at to add gameplay variety. While the platforms have not been officially confirmed, the trailer suggests a release on PlayStation. NCSoft has also introduced the Endscreen initiative, aiming for transparency in the game's development process and active communication with players. Although no release date or window has been announced, Project M is one of 7 games currently in development by NCSoft. Next up, we have Star Wars Outlaws. Star Wars Outlaws is set to be the first ever open-world game in the Star Wars universe, a fact that has fans eagerly anticipating its release. Developed by Massive Entertainment, the studio behind The Division, Outlaws promises to deliver an experience that is both authentically Star Wars and innovative in its approach to open-world gameplay. The game is set between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, where players step into the shoes of Kay Vess, a scoundrel in the vein of Han Solo. Accompanied by her loyal alien pet, Nix, Kay navigates a galaxy fraught with danger, double crosses, and the constant threat of the Empire. What sets Outlaws apart from other Star Wars games is its focus on a non-Jedi protagonist, which brings a refreshing change of pace to the franchise. In terms of gameplay, Star Wars Outlaws offers a mix of stealth and combat. Kay's blaster is her primary weapon, which adds a sense of vulnerability and stakes to every encounter, since she doesn't have a lightsaber to fall back on. The game's stealth mechanics are enhanced by Nix, who can distract or attack enemies and retrieve items for Kay. This dynamic adds a layer of strategy to the game's combat and exploration. Ultimately, Star Wars Outlaws is shaping up to be a standout title and is set to release on August 30th, 2024. Moving up next, we have Assassin's Creed Shadows. Assassin's Creed Shadows marks Ubisoft's highly anticipated exploration of feudal Japan, finally bringing the Assassin's Creed franchise to this much-requested setting. The game, set to release on November 15th, 2024, will be available on multiple platforms, including PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PC, Mac, iPad, and Amazon Luna. Players who pre-order the premium editions or subscribe to Ubisoft Plus Premium on PC can dive in 3 days earlier on November 12th. The story is set during the late Sengoku period, beginning in 1579, and follows 2 protagonists, the fictional shinobi assassin Naoe and the real-life black samurai Yasuke. Their intertwined fates unfold against the backdrop of civil war in Japan. The game's world is expansive, taking players through various landscapes in central Japan, including towns, trading posts, farmlands, mountains, forests, and historically accurate castles. These castles act as bespoke dungeons, offering unique challenges. Combat in Shadows is designed to feel spectacular, with an emphasis on environmental interaction instant kills with the hidden blade, and duels reminiscent of classic samurai films. The game also introduces a light dark system that affects stealth mechanics and a dynamic seasons mechanic that alters the environment and gameplay as the story progresses. Up next, we have Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2, released on May 21st, 2024, is an action-adventure game developed by Ninja Theory, available on Xbox Series, Microsoft Windows, GeForce Now, and Xbox Cloud Gaming. Built on the Unreal Engine 5, the game continues the journey of Senua, a warrior navigating the treacherous world of Midgard, influenced by her psychosis. Combat in Hellblade 2, while streamlined, remains brutal and visceral. The game emphasizes cinematic spectacle, with close-up, intense battles that require precise timing for dodges and parries. Though the combat system is relatively simple, it maintains tension throughout the game, aided by first-class binaural audio that immerses players in Senua's troubled mind. The game also features perspective-based puzzles that challenge players to manipulate their environment to progress. These puzzles, along with hidden lore elements, add depth to the experience, even as the game retains a linear structure. Next on the list, we have Black Myth: Wukong. Black Myth: Wukong is an ambitious action RPG released on August 20th, 2024, for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and Microsoft Windows. The game dazzles with its breathtaking visuals, intense combat, and deep roots in Chinese culture. Yet it also suffers from significant technical issues. Developed by Game Science, the game follows the Destined One, a mute monkey protagonist, on a 40-hour journey to recover the 6 relics of Sun Wukong, inspired by the classic novel Journey to the West. The game shines in its combat, blending fast-paced action with strategic resource management, and features a wide variety of enemies, exciting boss fights, and unique gameplay mechanics like transformations and spirit skills. However, the experience is marred by numerous crashes, audio glitches, and localization issues, particularly on PC. The absence of a map and occasional unclear environmental navigation can also make exploration frustrating. While the storytelling has its moments, it heavily relies on familiarity with the source material, leaving some players confused without additional research. Despite these flaws, Black Myth: Wukong offers a rewarding, if sometimes bumpy, adventure that could become a standout title if its technical problems are addressed in future updates. So, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified when I upload new content. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And check out these other videos you might like. See you in the next one.